Welcome to the
I've got a doll inside me.
Did you have a doll just absorb into you?
No, but I've had a great one living in my mind.
I am still recovering some of my powers.
Ooh. I'm missing my cauldron, it seems. I've searched the entire palace and it's missing.
This is one of my professors, Paige.
Well, is it my understanding that you're a book?
No, I'm not that. This is ridiculous.
Oi, oi! We got your cauldron.
Oh, wonderful news! Thank you. Welcome back. I've started to regain some of my strength. The flail snail trial definitely helped. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That is.
Did you drink it?
No, I crafted it into a balm.
I would have drunk it.
I wouldn't know.
If you had a grail, would you have had some of the flail snail trail?
Yeah. The grail. I ordered the
Grail.
grail. I ordered the
I've got a
grail, but
snail
it hasn't
flail.
arrived in the mail yet.
Oh, so the grail hasn't arrived in the mail for the snail flail trail?
No.
Snail mail.
And don't forget that I've got a snail flail.
Oh,
Okay?
you do, don't you?
You do.
There is a whale sound nearby. As a whale.
Oh, you returned from your trail. Was it an ordeal? Did you get impaled? You look quite pale and frail. Perhaps you should have worn chainmail. Well, let's get you an ale and a nice meal to cure what ails you. Cocktails are on sale, and oxtail soup at wholesale price, not retail, served by a male Chippendale. Anyway, come inside, it's starting to hail and blowing a gale. Tell me the tale of how you prevailed.
So she is going to start on your favors. She asks each of you what it is you want. Greg's already getting his. She's helping him through some shit. That's part of her favor to him.
If I gave you a very, very powerful magical mask, would I be able to get 2 smaller favors?
Perhaps, yes.
And I hand her the curious mask.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, as you are still curious about what it does. You haven't worked it out yet.
4.
4. You think about doing so, and then you're like, oh, but I feel like I can work out what this does, and you decide not to give it up.
Okay.
Super
So I hand it out to her and go,
It's like, what is...
never mind!
Sorry about him. He's fucking weird. Isn't he?
Right?
Sorry, I need to know what's going on with the mask.
You got a little bit of spittle on you.
Thank you, Bodger.
Okay.
I don't put it on.
But what is it I can do for you then?
Oh, you're an odd fish, Baratune. You're an odd fish.
I'm gonna kind of gauge 2 options with you and see which one you think you can do. One,
Alright.
this is Skeletor's book, which I'm holding very delicately.
It's like smoking.
I saw
vague sounds of screaming.
I saw another wizard touch it and it looked like he got corrupted by it.
Yes, that sounds like Skeletor.
I would love to be able to use the book without getting corruption. Do you think you could take
I
the
can
corruption
remove
off
that,
it?
yes.
Okay, good. So that could be option A.
Also, just pause there. I noticed you are moving around a lot.
Yes.
Is
That was
that
just going to be one of the small
that the
favors.
curse?
I am cursed.
I will remove that for you as thanks for getting my cauldron. I have done a similar thing for Greg.
Right, so we're allowed 2 then each.
Well, no, that's a small one.
Oh, no,
that
technically,
was-
it sounds like we're all at
So
favors.
option A, Skeletor's book. Option B is I have something called the Tome of Leadership. It's inactive at the moment and only comes active once every
100 years.
100 years. Could you...
It should be getting close as well. That's
Okay, option A.
my sisters had that. They've been using it their whole lives. They've been getting relatively charming that way.
So this is probably going to pop pretty
soon. Yes. I
Okay,
would
well
imagine
then, I would love it
so.
if you could...
You're human, yes.
Yes.
How long do you live?
Well, I've got some magical shit going on.
You
I
should
live
be
a bit
fine.
longer.
It will arrive in your lifespan. Yes, I will remove the curse on Skeletor's Book of Notes for you.
Great.
For you, Bodger Blodger?
I would like to have the stole thing removed, and I would like a bit of power imbued on my hand. What? What?
Why
You
do
did-
you suddenly get 2?
Why you got to?
I mean, you fetched my cauldrons. I suppose I can do it. I'll see how tricky it is to remove.
Well,
the
okay.
power thing.
First things first. Can you just what does it? Can you just tell me without being a favor? Just what is it? What the hell's
I
happened
wish I
to me?
could. I've told you about 3 times now. I don't know unless I actually do the identifying magics to find out what it did.
Well, because I don't know, like, if it's necessarily even doing anything badly to me, I'd like to take.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
It's probably fine. In fact, it's probably a good thing.
Probably.
Can I please have a magic hammer?
You've
I'd like
magic
my
hammer.
hammer,
magic
and I'd like it to be made more magical.
Oh, okay. Do you have anything in mind? Like, there's a number
What
of...
I would like is for it to have a 10%. I've got a very specific spell that I've been thinking about. I would like my hammer to have some sort of polymorph ability.
Oh, so you wish to turn your hammer into another creature?
No, you should be specific here.
Can I?
This has
Yeah.
monkey paw written all over it.
Can you please give my hammer the ability to have a 10% chance every attack to make the target polymorph into a random animal?
Right. Well, Robert has done the maths on this last night and realized that 10% is way overpowered, but has managed a way that to make this balanced. And yes, I can do
Who's Robert?
friend of
yeah.
his.
I was trying
consult
to
with
be
him
vague
about
about
magic.
this.
Yes, I can do something of that nature for you.
Okay, cool.
Hand it over, and I will. You give the hammer, and she takes it, and it seems to shrink down in her hand. I've never seen it do that.
My goodness.
And she's just holding like a more tinkerer's hammer kind of size thing.
Monkey paw, your hammer's now
Oh,
tiny little.
Also, is there a chance you could try just at least identify what the hell's going on with my
I
doll?
will do that as a thank you for
Thank-
collecting my cauldron.
All right.
Kettlestein mentioned that you have patron powers. And
Yeah, I got an eternal great one living inside my brain.
There's a spell I can do, powerful magic to divine information about things lost to legend. I could cast that for you and learn more information about what is going on for you.
Yeah, that'd be great because it's a bit of a mystery.
Wonderful. We will do this.
Perfect.
I'm here to study Archfey, so I would love like a big old historical document that I can take that's
Of
got some
course.
secrets in it.
Of course, I would
I want secrets.
Secrets
Give me
or
a
information.
You can just write a thesis about
Yeah,
Archfey and just
just
give it to
give
me,
it to
and then
me.
I can take credit for it.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I
no,
would never
because
take credit for it.
if she writes a thesis on when you submit it to Turnitin,
Turn it in.
it'll be like, nah, an Archfey wrote this, bro. Yes.
I'm not trying to steal anyone's. I'm not trying to steal
No, of
anyone.
course.
But just a little bit of
Yes,
information.
I will happily sit down with you for our interview, and you can ask me questions which you like. I will be open book. Speaking of which, is he opening yet?
Hello, Paige.
Yes,
Are you right?
I'm fine.
Would you like to open?
I'm very busy.
No, is the answer to that.
You're a book.
Yeah, that
Stop
book,
it!
that book sounds like a pain in the
That
ass.
book is annoying.
Do you think maybe I could bribe him with like a cup of coffee that he can have in his
Of
little
course.
yeah, and
Yes,
then maybe
Or a cup of coffee on the book.
if you could just give him a cup of coffee as like a little
I
bonus.
will do so.
Yeah.
So she arranges for a tiny little cup of coffee, like a thimble cup of coffee, to be next to the book, and then he opens up, and then he sort of reaches his hologram hand out, and then a cup of coffee appears in his hologram hand, having left the one on the table. Like,
Is he like made
Pretty well.
of ink?
He's a book.
Stop
so
saying that.
she starts
Where you can
over the
hear.
next week or so. You are leveling up to level 9 as she works on your favors. So if you want to roll your new hit points, you can do so.
By the way, across this week, as I said, I'm working on that quick save scroll. I want to somehow figure out an ability that not only can we rewind time, but grab something.
Grab an object and rewind time with it and have it in your hand.
Yeah.
Meaning that there
fancy
would be a minute later,
There
a
would be
minute
two of
before, there would
those
be two of
objects.
those objects.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what you're working on.
Thinking ahead.
I will tell you that there is because you're trying to make this already powerful item do something more powerful, there is a chance that if you screw this up, tinkering with it, you lose the scroll. A small chance, but I will ask for tinkering checks, and if you nat 1 it, then you've found the scroll.
Yep. I have deception and persuasion 8+ now. I'm gonna deception and persuade everyone now.
Bro, I've got stealth plus 11. And insight and perception at 10, and sleight of hand at 11 as
Oh my
well.
god.
Should find, so you're going to be rolling 12s for most of those things.
Oh yeah.
And
You're going to be in the low
Nothing
teens.
but 12.
Low teens for most
Actually, I'm
of
not
those
gonna say
things.
that. I've got a new spell that I'm looking forward to using. Continue.
Eventually, if you keep going with rogue, you get reliable talent where anything that you're proficient in, you can just treat a roll less than 10 as a 10.
Yeah.
You're like, thank God.
Thank Christ.
Now,
So
you're good.
then
So then it'll almost be a minimum 20, right?
Rogues get real good at the stuff they're good at, which is kind of the point of the rogue.
Sure.
So I have historically, every single time I've leveled up, done the safe, just, what is it? Is it 7 every time?
Yeah, and I called you out for it for being boring.
It's super boring. And so I'm going to roll this one.
Go
Do
for
it. D12.
Here we go. D12 roll.
You've got a dice.
12!
There you go.
You got a 12!
I got a
There you
12!
go. See, that's why you roll, because you got max health. You suddenly, because he was lacking on health before.
He was, yeah. I always felt sorry for Bodger. I was like, oh, mate,
All right.
you've only got double my health.
Now he's got more than double.
Quadruple, really, when you're raging.
So done.
Yep.
123.
That's with the temporary. Although, do we still have the temporary?
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've given a
you
speech.
give it a
So
speech.
what-
every
You've given
morning.
a tearful.
But my I
traumatized
guess
speech.
that means my base is 113. Just
Yeah, you just
base.
cracked.
I wake
you
up in the morning.
just
I'm
cracked
like,
100.
113. What up?
Yeah, you've got over double me now.
And then I look in the mirror and go, "You're a handsome bloke. Hey everyone, I'm a handsome bloke. Blah blah. My grandfather's hammer. Boom. 10.
How is that scroll going?
Oh, I'm nearly there. I've nearly got it working. Come on, quick save.
Guys, I've been looking for Greg all over the place, perceiving strange things.
Oh,
but-
your perception getting better.
Yeah, no Greg though. Hey guys, hey, check it out. I'm tough now. I'm over 100 tough. Oh, well, that's good because that is basically your job.
What you do.
Yeah.
How tough are you? Like 40 tough?
I don't really want to get into it. I don't like assigning numerical values to my toughness.
You're not over 100 though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, how many Eldritch Lords do you have living in your head? Exactly.
And what are you, like 30 tough?
Or less, like 10.
Awkward. And over 100 handsome.
That's
200 handsome.
It's not a thing.
I'm a million handsome.
I'm infinity +1 handsome. So
Where are you getting this rating system from?
books.
I know that because I read all of the books.
So
and
why'd
I've
you
not
ask the
seen
question?
Not seen it in any of the books that I've read.
This is good improv.
Is that your new inspiring speech? You guys notice how handsome I am?
I'm inspired.
And I also have this new ability, a brutal critical, which I don't think I've hardly ever gotten a critical.
You've had a couple of criticals.
Couple of crits?
And you fucked it up.
Okay, well this will be...
Theoretically, 1 in every 20 of your attacks
Yeah.
should be a crit.
I'm pretty sure you've had a couple.
And if you go reckless, you almost double that to like a 9.75% chance of a crit every time. Almost 1 in 10 chance of a crit every time you go reckless with your attacks, or anytime you have advantage on an attack.
That's what I was going to say.
Same.
You did that math real quick.
Yeah, the 9.75%.
All right, shut up. So you're leveling up. She's working on your things. She's trying to remove the curse on your thing. She's polymorphing your hammer, getting a polymorph ability into it. She's in the evenings. She's having sort of sit down conversations with you. Baradoon, you're tinkering with your book as well, right?
The
scroll.
The
sorry.
scroll, yep.
I'll have you make an Arcana check, please. And that's another thing we've changed about you on Level Up is that you were like, I should be proficient in Arcana. So
Oh, that's right. I think I've already done that.
we swapped out
Yeah,
religion for Arcana, and it makes sense that you're spending time working on arcane things.
Yep. Arcana check?
Yep.
12.
12
plus 6, 18.
Plus 6, 18. All right,
was
so
pretty close,
there's
really.
still work to be done, but you are starting progress on that thing. 18 Arcana check. You can spend some of the time during Level Up as well scribing any of the spells from his notebook, his
Hell
spellbook.
yeah, give me all those spells.
You learn from how just being around him that he's got a spellbook, but he doesn't use it. And you realise.
Hey, I got a spellbook!
Why do you not use it?
You realise from your studies of the arcane, you know that some people are just born inherently magical and they just don't really study it. It just comes to them naturally.
Lazy.
They're talented rather than skilled.
Lazy.
And you realise Baradoon is what's commonly known as a sorcerer rather than a wizard, and so he's got a spellbook that isn't even his. Do you explain at all during the downtime whose it is or where you got it?
Wait, does she know who you are actually? Or does
We
she
told her.
No,
Yeah.
I do know.
Does she actually know who? Do you know who Baradoon is?
I would probably
Yeah,
know.
you'd know the order of the weave. Yeah.
Yeah, so the spellbook isn't even mine. I stole it from Leothil. Oh.
Who stole it?
Now, Leothil,
Who's going to...
you know, is acting High Sorcerer
Yes.
and is due to become the next High Sorcerer on the next Sabotation Day, which will vacate his current position as head of Arcane Research.
And my mother is vying for that position, actually.
Do you want some dope
Your
secrets?
mother?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so it turns out Leothil's actually evil, and he what's the word? Removed all my powers from me, and then I stole his spellbook and
And
pulled it
that's
away.
who's going to be.
Yeah, I know.
High sorcerer.
He wants to be high sorcerer, and we're trying to stop that.
Sorry, who's your mum?
Anna.
Right.
Continue.
Did that help?
Yeah.
And she wants to be head of arcane research
Well, she's been working in, research.
at the
for
Temple of
a time.
Calabar.
No, not at the Temple of Calabar.
Oh, okay, but she wants to.
She might be moving. Yes.
No, yeah. That would uproot the family, wouldn't it? Moving.
No,
from
not.
that?
Well, I'm not grown.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be going along with it.
I don't know. You may have had other siblings.
I'm a grown up.
I don't know everything about you.
No. I don't have any. I'm a single child. What do you call it? Only child.
Only child.
Yeah.
But
But my grandmother does live there.
And does she know?
Who's your grandmother?
My grandmother. I'm calling her Lucy.
Lucy, right.
Yeah.
And what's her actual name?
Lucy.
I'm calling her Lucy. And her
Her name is
also
Margaret, but I call
She said
her.
I'm calling her because we never talked
We
about
know,
that.
I just
Lucy?
made it right there. Lucy.
And does your mother know Laethel?
I wouldn't say knows well. Knows, of course, but
Okay.
doesn't know well. Doesn't know a
Okay,
lot.
I'll
Doesn't.
end that line of questioning.
But how do you know that they're evil? Because I wouldn't.
He kind of said it to me, I
I
guess.
mean, just took it.
Yeah.
He totally told me. I don't need to worry about
I'm
it.
evil.
Yeah, because we're the good guys.
We're the good guys.
Exactly.
At this point, I don't really know how much I trust any of you.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
He kind of he is wanting for his own personal gain to overtake the sort of position.
He's
of
our
sorcerer.
antagonist. That makes him the bad guy.
Correct.
I have to relay.
Yeah, to be honest, it was, from my point of view, whether it was him or Baradoon is
So much of a much.
they're
Doesn't really make
equally
a difference.
bad, right?
Kind of both dicks.
I kind of both
Hey.
dicks.
I'm the room,
both-
mate.
Oh, sorry.
Dicks.
You're a dick.
Thank you.
At one of the evenings towards the end of the week, when you've been doing all of your respective level uppy stuffs, what did you get? You got
Perception.
expertise.
Expertise, yeah. And
In
I took
what?
it in insight and perception.
Okay, what do you reckon you're doing to make those things better? How are you training those over the week?
I'm just spending a lot of time trying to ascertain what the fuck is going on in my head.
Yeah.
He
Fair
just
enough.
sits there, and like while the rest of them are sleeping, he kind of meditates, going, "Great one, what the fuck is going on?"
There's a knock at your bedroom door.
Don't come in! Don't come in! Don't come in! Don't come in!
I thought
Hang on!
I thought I heard singing in there. I thought-
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah.
Just thinking about baseball. Okay, you can come in.
Jesus. She comes into your room and she says, "I've
I
managed
wasn't. Huh?
It's fine. We all have urges. It's heart's desires. I've managed to locate the ivory sticks that are part of the component for the spell that I wish to cast.
Oh, great.
So whenever you're ready.
Let's go.
Very well. She knocks the rest of you awake and takes you all together to a large, expansive hall.
So I was trying to be polite. I was waiting for you to maybe this doll thing, but we never.
Oh
got,
yes.
we never got
Sorry.
around to it.
Yes, we
I was
haven't
kind of like,
been.
I wasn't going to
yet.
intrude, but we still
Now
haven't
you
got
have
to it.
intruded.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't him.
We'll get there. You're
Will,
not
will we?
leaving the palace.
Will we though? Will we?
Patience.
So it's quite a complicated spell, really.
So, is this going to teach me a bit about my patron?
Yes, hopefully,
it
with
written
any luck.
down?
It is a written down spell, yes.
Is it going to
So-
get rid of the doll from me?
So it's an interesting spell that can teach us information that's lost to time.
Oh,
so,
will take us to another plane, will it?
possibly, it
Is
can
it,
do.
is
yes.
it going to get rid of the doll from me?
So it can take us in numerous different places. Sometimes it will. Sometimes
Is it
will
going to
take us
get
to
rid of the
different
doll
places.
that's inside me? Is
Are
no
there
one
any
listening to me?
Important artifacts that you need to cast.
Yes, actually,
I've
yes.
got a
I
doll
have, so
inside me.
I have a whole intricate sort of system of
hey,
runes that I
I've
have
got
to
a doll
inscribe
inside-
on the floor.
So do you need
I've
me
got
to
a
assist
doll
the magical
inside
assistant?
me and I
want to
Yes, of course.
Is
there's-
nobody
so
listening to me?
There's
Hello,
series
hello,
of incense,
hello,
herbs.
hello.
Because I've
I'm
been
s-
patient.
I've been
Or just
working-
because it hasn't happened right now doesn't mean it's never
I've been
gonna
spending
happen.
most of my day enchanting your Warhammer. And then the afternoons, I've been trying to work with the curse. In the evenings, I've been having interviews. And then I've also been,
Hey, Bodger, I
any
reckon
downtime,
bring
I've
it
been
up
trying to
tomorrow morning.
source
I
components for
reckon
my
bring it up
spells.
tomorrow morning.
We could do or now.
Well, we're doing my thing now.
Are we though?
Yeah,
Are
I've
we?
been waiting patiently.
Have you?
Yeah, because I've got an eternal being occupying my brain. Smoke.
She
comes
takes
out
you
of
to
my
an
eyes.
expansive hall and lays out some incense and herbs, gemstones, ivory sticks, tokens and trinkets and statuettes, all manner of complicated and unusual components. You are well studied, so you recognize that she is casting the spell Legend Law. It is a very
Legend Law.
it's a spell that allows you to learn information about things that have been lost to time. So as you are standing around in this circle, the last of the incense is lit, and she starts to chant this incantation, and the room around you starts to fall away. It starts to dissolve, leaving just blank white in all dimensions, and you are floating in the void.
I shouldn't have taken that acid tab.
You took
I should
acid,
have
me
taken.
too.
I should have taken more.
Well, this is a new experience.
Well, I don't know. I spent a lot of time in white voids, actually.
Yeah, voids are kind of my thing, really.
No, this great. Actually, I know that area of white void over there. I've been there before.
Yeah, I have done some things over there.
What's it? Be calm. Daddy's just floating in a white void.
Just hold for a second.
Zavelna speaks. It is unknown what came before the cosmos, but whatever it was, it birthed the ancients. You see, appearing around you with its scale entirely impossible to determine given no reference point to the plain white around you, a behemoth titan of a man, mostly similar to an angel in appearance, humanoid body, wings, but the details of him are interpreted differently by each of you. Some of you are seeing him bearded, and others are seeing 2 faces. Others see him with 4 arms, while some see just golden light instead of limbs. Odys, god of gods, father of the first family. And then another appears. Demétre, his wife, mother of the gods, mother of the first family and goddess of seasons, agriculture, and the home. You see her interpreted differently. I don't have every I don't have a beautiful woman angel, alright? I'm doing the best with what I got.
Looks like a dude to me.
Well, maybe she just presents as male.
To you.
She's a god. She's a god. She's androgynous, mate.
Hey.
No judgments.
Continue, Robin.
You start to see other forms appearing surrounding you in the white void. And I will not do this one-handed.
Mr. Manhattan.
I was going to say it's Piccolo.
Piccolo with wings.
Appearing a number of other angelic figures appearing around you in the void.
That's Robin Williams.
Yeah, it's Robin Williams. Yeah.
Uncles, daughters, brothers, they all came next. 10 in number. 10 to rule, 10 to create. Yet only 9 days did it take them to finish the mortal realms. By the light of day 9 they rested, and so the 10th. A daughter called Medra took charge of the sapient life and made for herself a new realm, the life. But what is life without death? What is light without shadow? For every creation there must be destruction. Thus, the shadow realm was birthed to balance the light.
They're the baddies. I bet they're the baddies.
What gave it away?
And then
So you look around you to see that the white has disappeared away. All of the angels around you have disappeared away. Around you now is pure abject terror incarnate. You can leave it there, Adam. Leave it
My
there.
home.
Well, this has to be a new experience for you.
No. This is home.
Yeah, no, black voids. I've done black. Oh, hello.
The world is pitch black, and your ability to see is only by the nature of your magical dark vision. Dark vision that you soon wish you were stripped of. The field you're standing in is an immeasurable living scalp. The plants are human limbs profusely and unstaunchably bleeding from deep seeping wounds. The sky seems to ripple as though a thin rubber sheet is barely holding back a torrential downpour of burrowing maggots ready to burst forth on the festering ground below at any second.
Yeah.
The darkness of the realm made to brighten the light made to cast the shadows, and thus they were in balance. But who was to have dominion over this lower plane? A second family was born. 10 in number, 10 to rule, 10 to destroy. And you see bursting from the ground like pus from pimples, creatures and beings of immense size and maddening shape.
This place is metal as fuck.
Shout out to Mike Glasswell for all of the painted minis. Incredible jobs.
Very, wow.
Just a squealing guitar in the
Oh,
background.
that's so dope.
Ooh, does it have teeth?
Oh my
Bursting-
god.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Bursting from the ground,
Christ.
maddening creatures, different shapes, sizes,
Oh,
teeth
that's
and
so
tentacles.
sick. That one's
This
awesome.
is like Doom.
Different creatures of various sizes. These maddening monstrosities.
Yeah.
That looks like a heart.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and you can just faintly hear Slayer's raining blood just constantly
Someone
playing.
shredding.
Yeah, this is always playing in the background.
Yeah.
The Dark Lords took residence in the Shadow Plane.
The Dark Lords.
A pitch-black wasteland of horrors beyond imagination or comprehension, where mountains are flesh and rivers run with ichor. Eyeballs exist without bodies, teeth grow from objects, and your minds turn mad by mere proximity.
It just feels right.
I will have each of you roll a d20 for me, please. Straight d20, nothing added.
13.
18.
12.
16.
13, 12, 16, 18.
Please put me in the back.
Do I need to roll
That,
one for
that
what?
looks like initiative for battle, which is bullshit.
It doesn't matter, we're only surrounded
Somebody
by
got an
10
18?
gods.
Somebody got an 18?
18.
18 for Bob. And then I think you were 16.
12.
12, 16, something. You all said
Yeah,
the numbers at the
you've
same
got
time.
it in the
which
right
is
order
always
now.
existent.
Yep.
All right, Bob. So Ben, starting with you, pick one of the Dark Lords.
Oh, mate. Oh.
He's
It's like asking me to choose my favourite child.
Well, obviously the biggest one, right?
That's quite small.
I mean, fuck.
Stop being so excited about this, Bob.
Can
Why
the,
would you
can the
not
camera
be?
see it well? Should we shift these
Shove
guys?
this guy out of the way.
Oh, mate. Oh, fucking look at this dude.
Um,
Oh, I just can't choose. They're all so. Oh. I just smacked the mic. Sorry. I choose this.
Oh,
guy.
damn it, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to
I
choose.
choose that guy.
He's fantastic, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Picked
awesome.
this up from Mike yesterday. I asked him to paint it over the weekend for me. It's incredible. He's made it look like wet and dripping somehow.
So
It's
good.
so good, man. So good. All right, so you pick this one. Rowan, you're next. Pick one.
I know that you want this one, but I'm
No,
very
you take it.
sad.
You take it.
This one.
You deserve
All
it.
right, go with the big
He's got
old
a
hammer.
hat, it feels
Baradoon,
right,
you pick.
you know.
Ah, yeah.
I'm going to pick the tiny dude just here.
Tiny dude, nice.
Oh, no,
All right, Rich.
I want a tiny dude.
You specifically asked to be last, and then you're like, no, I didn't realize what we were doing.
I'm gonna pick this one,
All right, big old worm.
and then I'm gonna run and switch with one of you.
So you come,
specifically you, baby.
you come to realize in this moment that you're not simply observing the Dark Lords bursting forth from this hellscape, but you're becoming them. You look down and see tentacles emerging from you. You see this mouth erupt from your stomach.
This is like a video I watched once.
You, by the nature of being on this plane, you're already succumbing to. I can't get going after that, can I? Only this time they're coming from me.
Yeah. It's like one of my alone time videos.
Stop it. Alone time video.
Jesus.
From a faraway eastern land, you probably haven't seen it.
By the nature of being on this plane, you're already succumbing to the altering nature of the body horror that it inflicts.
Surely this is a new experience.
Not really, to be honest. I mean, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, this is what it's like inside my brain at all times. So. Welcome to the group.
Family in name alone, Gothdor, Keldor, Kathabist, Ishalden, Njagerthrdrugst, Dave, and others. They argued, fought, schemed and backstabbed to take what dominion they could over aspects of destruction. So, I want you to backstab and scheme and attack each other based on the mini's description. What do you
Hell
think?
yeah.
Starting with Bob, make an attack against one of the other minis based on what you think this could do.
Okay.
Hell yeah, pick the big one.
All right. Do I have to roll or anything?
No rolls, just narratives.
With the tentacles, I grab the little one and force it into my mouth.
Hey, mate.
And then as you are being forced into the tentacles of this one, what do you do in retaliation?
What's he got going on?
He's got like tentacles for a face as well, and like 3 arms or something as well. I imagine him being super
as I start
nimble,
going into
nippy.
his face, I literally rip at his face and stab the tentacles into his face.
Tearing at him, tentacles coming round and grabbing a hold of these eyes. There's tiny little beautiful glowing eyes on there as well. Some of the tentacles go for the eyes. Bodger.
Taking one of the other.
Yeah, anyone.
One of the, that one, or that one.
Anyone. These are all Dark Lords as well. They're just none of you pick them.
Right.
I
Do you
get.
see this guy, by the way? He's made of zombies and
I nearly
skeletons.
chose that guy.
Oh, cool.
Just
He's
a
a big
face
mound
so
of
cool.
zombies and skeletons.
Yeah,
His real name is a zombie clot.
I grab my big hammer and I just shove it up his.
Right up the gullet, like a tongue depressor. Big old hammer comes up. Brit.
I just swallow the hammer. And then I
You're like, clack!
Suck it in.
Happened before to you.
And then I'm gonna burrow obviously under the ground, and then I'm gonna go underneath the ground, and I'm gonna fucking just
Right underneath
like
the
that.
No
tentacles.
one's attacking Tentacle Boy.
Well, your tentacle boy's in tentacle boy.
She punctuates these attacks with descriptions of first they created the hunger, the conflict, and the disease. And this big ass zombie guy just like brings a big swinging hammer and big hammer fist right on the top of this guy. Blood sprays out. Then they created greed, gluttony, pride, and worse. And the plant whips out and grabs a hold of this mound, but the mound slips out of the grasp. Not to be outdone, as each Dark Lord stole from their brothers and sisters' dominion, they demonstrated need to increase the foulness of their destruction. This guy, what's this guy got? He's got all kinds of, he's got weird like eyes on the end of a hook. He uses that hook to sort of grab into the back of, let's go with this guy. Big old hook stabs through your back and he starts clawing his way up your back. Hunger became famine, conflict became war, disease became pestilence. Only one of the 10 took note of Maedra and her new realm, too busy fighting amongst themselves with the others. But Baltoroth the Destroyer took note and set out to the Firelands to become the balance for life. You see your bodies, horrific as they are, burn away back to your regular forms.
Oh, shit!
Oh, wow.
So this is just like a normal day in the life for you then?
No, this is not.
Yeah, this is new. This is new.
I don't think we have any connection to this place. Father. What's that? I'm home. Oh, right. This is where What's It's from. So I guess we do have a
Yeah,
connection.
no, this big time, big
My
time, big
demon
time.
son is from here. Have you met my demon son? What's it?
Briefly, but we weren't. Nice to meet you.
The abject body horror plane begins to burn around you. The black rivers of thick tar begin to glow of molten lava. Trees wilt and blacken to charcoal as the ground becomes a sheet of solidified flame. The sky burns like a white-hot sun in every point that you look, and the air smells of brimstone and sulfur and chokes you with the heat in your lungs. Good interaction. We're involved in the. We've got immersion now. Yeah.
You alright?
You okay?
It's really hot, isn't it? It's quite hot.
Oh, because we're in a...
the
Yeah,
hellscape.
hellscape.
Yeah.
Oh, me, oh, my.
It's very warm. Oh,
What, you hot? What's it?
I bet he is, because
Yeah.
we're in hell.
Yeah, it's very flames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, the smoke.
Oh,
It's like on you.
Oh no, the
what's
fire.
Fairly warm.
It is his dominion over death, his call to consume the mortal world so that life has room to grow there. It is from his anger, fury, rage, and wrath that the first demons were spawned. You see demons starting to sprout from flame just around you in all directions.
Yeah.
Some of them are tiny like What's It, and they have different body shapes and anatomy, different asymmetry. Others are larger like elephants and resembled stitched together pieces of beasts. The devils followed soon afterwards, out of sight of Baltoroth, using their respective wiles and wit to scheme and manipulate, rather than outright destroy, as was the purview of their demon cousins. In the background you see other horrific creatures, but these all have perfect body symmetry. They're prowling amid the burned out buildings and flying high out of reach, so always staying in the background. And so with the light, the shadow, the life and the fire, the cosmos was in balance. But that balance is an unstable equilibrium. It is hard won and always in flux, as the forces of the lower planes fight to overthrow those of the upper planes.
There's a new mystical threat coming from the Shadowlands.
Cool ass flip. Look to Rowan for recognition. Look, if these Dark Lords have friends, then I'm sure you have at least one or two. You should share this video with them and get them into the series, even if they think D&D is just for nerds. Show them how fun it can be. And also, hit subscribe while you're at it.